Okay. Ankh and Ma'at family, how are you? This is Hemet and Tefi. I'm sorry, Hemet and Tur and Tefi and from Kama'at, also known as Anika Daniels Osaze. And today might seem a little bit unusual because you're used to seeing the Hemnetter Jabari Osaze, also known as Jeden Ma'at Aten Ra, is not here doing the opening as always. He is currently traveling. He is in Florida and he is on his way back home today. So the myself and the rest of the Wenwet have decided to take in today's session of Kemetic Ascension for Sunday, December 4th. Sunday, December 5th, 2021. You can see time is moving extremely fast. I can't believe that 2021 has moved so quickly. We're almost starting 2022. So it has been an amazing year. A lot has occurred. You'll see that there's a lot of travel going on with the shrine. Jabari and I are actually getting ready to travel on Wednesday to Ghana. So that's another thing that's going on in the background that we're all trying to prepare for so that we can talk about the new potential shrine out there and meet with our Hesi masters who have been so gracious to help us for the past few months out there, the Chafers, and get a chance to see them in person for the first time and just talk about what our goals will be in Ghana. And hopefully by this time, next time we meet for Kemetic Ascension, Jabari and I will be the chief and queen mother of Moray in Asebu, Ghana. So as you can see, the Shrine of Ma'at is making a lot of moves. We are getting really excited about the idea of expanding and welcoming our family and trying to get the word out as much as we can and helping to spread the Kemetic legacy throughout all of the world. So I wanted to start with our normal shout outs to make sure that everybody out there is participating and letting us know that they are here with the family. I see Sinette Cheryl is out there representing the DMV as always, one of our full members of the shrine. Welcome. Good to see you. I see Tahuti Forever is here. Uncle Jasaneb, back to you. Tahuti Forever. We have Sinette Thema, who's one of our most recent initiates who just joined our shrine family. Welcome. Good to see you. We have Brother Robert James out there in the UK. So here we go. We're starting to spread internationally. So it's great to see you out in the UK. And I actually just found out there's a group of people in the UK who are trying to travel with us to Kemet this summer. So there's about 11 people from the UK who are trying to join our group. So hopefully you'll be one of them, Robert. It'll be wonderful to travel with you. Donna Jones, good to see you. Greetings. And one of our regulars, Tracy, out in Indiana. Nice to see you. Glad that you're back. And yes, we are going to have our winter solstice again. I see that you started with us back at our last one. We'll be doing that again December 21st, this Tuesday. The Tuesday of the 21st, two Tuesdays from now. So we'll probably see you again during that time. Heru Asar Amunra out in Dallas, Texas. I see that Texas is starting to grow in our shrine family, so it's good to see you. Welcome. Let's see, who else do we have? Sinette Tanya, one of our full members. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Brother Rahim out in Canada. So we also have a growing family out in Canada. Good to see you. And of course, one of our regulars, Sen Augustus. Good to see you, Yamatep. Let's see, who else do we have with us? Giannu Spring, another regular out in Florida. So Jabari's out where you are right now. I know you didn't get a chance to touch base with some people out in Florida, especially Florida is such a large place. But at least he was able to be there for some time, and hopefully we'll continue to spread out and have more of a community in your region. And good to see Brother Jason, always with us out in Lincoln, Nebraska. Love to see you out there. And I see someone new, Will Lazar. How are you? Tell us where you're from. And welcome to Kemetic Ascension. Good to see you. Isn't Rhonda? Good to see you. We traveled with Rhonda, so it's good to see her back with the family. Sinette Demetra, another member of the shrine. Always good to see you here. And Sen Daniel, who has traveled with us and taken classes with us and has always been a part of the shrine. Always good to see you. Sen Daniel LaRoche, wonderful, one of our resident doctors. Kem Sarah Nefer Atum out in Baltimore. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you with our family. Oh, Gianna Spring wants to know which part of Florida Jabari was in. He was in Fort Myers. I'm not sure how far that is from you. Son William, hey, how's it going? Uncle Ma'at, good to see you. And Will Lazar, oh, also in Florida. Wonderful, from a group called Third Vision. Welcome. So happy to have you. So I see our Florida family is starting to grow. I see Skyliner, where are you joining us from? Let us know. It's good to have you here. And again, for those of you who are joining us on Facebook, please use the star feature. It helps us with keeping our Kemetic Ascension going strong. It's a donation through the Facebook, so if you click on the stars, that will help us keep doing what we're doing. Those on YouTube, put the likes up there. Let us know that you like what we're doing. Same thing with Facebook. Let us know that you like what we're doing. If you'd like to contribute in any way, please feel free to do so through Cash App, which is $ Shrine of Ma'at, or through PayPal to our shrineofma'at.org. That'll be ma'at at shrineofma'at.org email address. But we appreciate all that you do. We appreciate your presence. That in itself is a donation that you're all here. So we're so happy to have you with us. I see May Jordan is with us. Tell us where you're visiting us from. That's a name I'm not familiar with, so it's great to have some new people with us. And also share this. Share the link with your friends and family. We know that there are Kemites out there who are looking for a home. They're looking for places that are practicing and that are active in terms of spirituality and not just reading the text, but actually doing the work. And I know people out there are looking for a connection. So please share this link. Let people know that we're here. It's every 2 Sundays that we do this. We're also starting our initiation process soon, so you'll be getting more information about that before we close. But there are some of you who have asked, how can I become a member even though I'm not in New York? We're allowing people all over the world to be part of what we do. We just had an initiate from Nigeria. So, we are opening up our home and trying to welcome as many people as possible. How are you, Sinette Monique? And happy belated Earth Day. We see that you celebrated another year, so welcome. And out there representing Ohio, Cincinnati, it's good to see you. Ma'ati Aset, good to see you. Hetep, welcome. Glad to have you back in the room. So it's good to see our family. And I wanted to also introduce the Wenwet. The Wenwet, we're the bedrock of the shrine. We're the priests of the shrine, and we are here running these sessions with you. Some of them are up front, some are behind the scenes, but we have a total of 11 priests. 2 of them are me and Jabari, and we have the 9 who have completed our Wenwet. And you'll see on the screen we have Abu Mahert, we have Abu Waseret, and we have Abu Kasekamwi Tahuti. We have Abu Sashat, who is helping us with the chat and communicating with you as we speak. We also have Abu Ka, who's out in Philadelphia. We have Abu Kepra, who is in New York. We have Abu Waziri, also in New York. And we have Abu Jamar, who's actually traveling right now, who is doing a tour. As you know, he's one of our hip-hop priests. So he's working on an album and a tour right now. So we have a lot of us that are really active and involved in what's going on in the Kemetic tradition. And today, Jabari is holding down the fort in Florida while we are holding down the fort everywhere else. So again, welcome. And at this point, what we usually do is the opening of the way. So for those of you who are new, the opening of the way is one of the oldest traditions within our shrine, as well as the shrine of Ptah, which we are the fruit of the tree of. So our elder, Baba Heru Agra Samaj Se Ptah, created this tradition for us to be able to commune with our ancestors, commune with the divine, ask for permission in order to open everything we do in prosperity and grace and in spirit. And it also honors the four directions. It honors the four elements, and it's a way that we make connections with our divine forces. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Abu Kasekemu Tahuti, who will do the opening of the way. And feel free to join us from wherever you are.
Twaul, Netter and Tepi, Anika. Yeah, so if you're new, just stand up and please participate. As our Hem, Netter, and Tepi brother Jabario says, this is not theater. So please stand up. We're going to take the pose of adoration. Left hand front. Your right hand should be back. Left foot should be front, and your right foot should be back. And so let us begin by chanting the word of life. Naturak in bedhet, Nuk in bedhet, Naturak happy, Nuk happy, Tuau inter. Naturak Nuket, Nuk certiket, Naturak kebsanuf, Nuk kebsanuf, Tuau inter. Naturak ast, Nuk ast, Naturak set, Nuk set, Tuau inter. Naturak neat, Nuk neat, Naturak duamutef, Nuk duamutef, Tuau inter. Naturak nut, Nuk nut, Naturak geb, Nuk geb, Tuau inter. Naturak shoo, 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 Nuk shoo. Naturak tefnut, 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 Nuk tefnut, Tuau inter. Naturak paut neteru, Nuk paut neteru. Naturak embu neteru, Nuk embu neteru, Tuau inter. Wow, neter. Wow, neter.
Twa'u, twa'u. I appreciate that so much, Abu Kasekemu Tahuti. And hopefully all of you at home joined us and you feel the energy. We have just welcomed our into our space and made sure to honor and allow them to let the spirit flow throughout the entire Kemetic Ascension that we are having today. So now, after we do our opening of the way, the next thing we do is Hesi. And Hesi is usually words of power. They're chanting, there's song, there's ways of us trying to commune again with the forces around us, with everyone in the room, and to connect with all of you. So hopefully you'll be joining us from home as well. So I'm going to turn this over to Abut Mehert, one of our Hesi masters.
Anke Ma'at family. Such an honor to be here. Really an honor to be here. Just very, very grateful as we have already opened the way. The energy is already has the path to come in. We're going to take it to the next level. And we're going to do our Hesi, our words of power. And I chose the Nupu. Nupu, I love the Nupu because it says, I am a divine being. I am a shining being. And I come from the limbs of the Most High. because we are divine. And every time we speak those words, we actually are allowing the spirit and the energy of the cosmos to come right on in. Come on in and take a seat. Okay, and we're gonna do the Nupu. So the words of Nupu are Nupu, Nupu, Kamiku, Kemen, Keperu, Inekta, Hau, Ankh Uja Sineb. And we ended up with Ankh Uja Sineb. So you know this is not a show. Don't think that you're watching the television. We are going to do this together as I begin. And as you are in your space, I am going to say, please chant with me, do Hesi with me, okay? In whatever voice you have, because we all have a voice. I say, okay. Nuku, nuku, kamiku, keman keperu, inate au, uja senet. Nuku, nuku, I am shining. I am a shining, shining being. Well, in the light created from the limb of divinity. I am a shining, shining being, dwelling in the light created from the limb of divinity. We are shining. I am a shining, shining being, dwelling in the light created from the limb of divinity. I am a shining, shining being, dwelling in the light created from the limb of divinity. We're going to take it home now.
Twa'u, twa'u, Abut Mahert. That was unfederal. That was beautiful. And that's why we call her the Hesi Master. Actually, all the three people on the screen right now, these are all of our Hesi Masters. They're the ones who have helped us create Hesi within the shrine. So twa'u to all of you. So now, usually we would have Jabari doing the words of Saba'it, but today we have another divine woman of wisdom who's going to do that for us. And that will be our own Abut Waseret, who's going to talk to you about balancing and uplifting your ka. So I'm going to turn it over to Abut Waseret.
Thank you, thank you, and thank you, Abut Mahart, for that beautiful Hesi. Thank you. For today's reading, we're going to take a section, read a section from the Husia, and it's written by Mulana Karenga, sorry. And it's From the book of Heb Haru, page 70, verse 8. Do not take lightly a small thing, lest you suffer from it. Deadly harm comes to the fool for taking greatness lightly in his heart. Likewise, harm comes to a great person for taking smallness lightly. It is God, or the inter, who gives the wise the discerning heart in order that they may have appropriate respect. One who fears all harm avoids all harm. Do not take lightly a small illness for which there is a remedy. Take the remedy. A small snake has poison. A small river has its dangers. A small fire should be feared. A small document has great benefit. A small cord binds. A small truth defends its owner. A small lie causes trouble for one who tells it. A little food gives health to the one who has it. A little savings leads to wealth. The little heart sustains its owner. A little good news makes the heart happy. A little dew gives life to the fields. A little wind carries the boat along. A little bee brings honey. A small locust can lay waste the grapevine. A small wrong leads towards death. And a small good deed is not hidden from the Creator. Thus, many are the small things that deserve respect, but few are the great things that merit admiration. So before I came upon this verse in the Hosea, Abu Mahert came up with a very good topic to talk about at Ascension. The topic was, how do we continue to develop and strengthen our ka or ba during this holiday season? So I started thinking to myself, and I said, how do people who have challenges during the holiday seasons, how do these people cope and strengthen their souls or their spirits? And so when I read this passage, I said, yes, they can start off with small steps, small things. So, for example, there are people who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Now, seasonal affective disorder is a mood disorder in which people who have normal mental health throughout the year exhibit depressive symptoms at the same time each year. And they also suffer from overeating. Sometimes they can suffer from overeating and have no energy. So for these people, it's just the small things that can make a change in their lives. Just going outside for 15 minutes and getting sunlight, getting the vitamin D from raw can stave off fatigue and depression. Helping out and volunteering and doing volunteer work can trigger a release of endorphins that can also keep depression at bay. For people who carry a lot of stress during the holiday seasons, just meditating and exercising for 10 to 30 minutes a day can give us energy and relieve stress. For people who tend to overeat during the holiday seasons, just making small changes in one's diet over time can improve health. Nothing happens overnight. Having good health, good relationships, career success, and all that all start off with small steps. Application, focus, and consistency will take you far and boost your self-esteem. Remember, small things do count. So, Abu Mahert, would you like to add to this? And what are your thoughts on the subject?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. It was I love this passage. I read it, and it definitely resonated for me. You know, holiday season is not always a happy occasion for many people. Many people, they don't necessarily have to suffer depression to go into a depressive state during the holiday season. Many people have lost their loved ones, and this is the time, with this particular time with the pandemic, you can't even be with the loved ones that are here. But not only that, so many people have lost loved ones from years ago. And when holiday time comes along, they go into that depression. They begin to isolate. They don't want to go around family because, you know what? Ain't here no more. Grandma Mabel, it's gone. And when I go, every time I go, I think about her. So holiday season is not always what it's cracked up to be. Not only that, people will go out and spend. They'll spend what they don't have. That's another issue around holiday. So we as Kemites, we understand the importance of internal work. We understand the importance of, it's not so much the material that we want to focus on, and we want to elevate, and we want to fortify, and we want to restore. We are going to go within. And I love that you said the ways that people do it. Go out and get robbed. Walk on the sunny side of the street. Walk in the sun. Don't go in the summertime. I walk on the sunny side. People want to walk in the shade. I walk on the sunny side. You know, as Kemites in North America, we are already vitamin D deficient. And when the sun wants to go down a little bit earlier, oh no, you better get out there and get as much raw as you can, because it will feed you, it will energize you. Also, go into the park and just hold a tree, touch a leaf, look at it, acknowledge it, because we are all a part of the creative nature. We are nature. Okay. So when we go out and we connect with nature, particularly I'm in New York City, so you know, we don't have a whole lot of nature. We got to go to Central Park or the small park surrounding in order to get a breath of fresh air. Those of you who are already in places that have plush green, utilize it. It is healing to your soul. It is healing to just breathe. I want to talk about breath. We take in over 20,000 breaths each day, documented. How many of those breaths are conscious? How many of those breaths do you take in, be with it, realize that it is your life? It is your life as you breathe in every day. So slow down your breath. Notice it, feel it. Be where your feet are, as they say. You know, we are in the information era. I want to call it an information nightmare sometimes, because it's just too much information. And we are scattered, and we don't want to miss this on Facebook. We don't want to miss this on Instagram. We got to turn on Netflix. We got to be on and all of those sites, and it'll make you lose your mind. I want to talk about mental health. Okay. Mental health. And it's real. It's real. So many people are suffering from undiagnosed mental illness. Undiagnosed. Now, if you live in this world, you're a little bit bad. You're a little bit sick, okay? It's no way that you can be on this earth, on this planet, in this time, and not be touched by mental illness, okay? So I'm going to say, one of the things I did, I wanted to become a child psychologist because I knew people were out of their minds. And when, you know, parts of my family, they were out of their minds. But I had to live with it, and I've learned to identify. I know crazy when I see it. I know it when I see it. And today, because I am in my right mind, because I'm walking in my art, I'm walking in my art, and my art keeps my mind. My art keeps me balanced. My art shows me what I need to do, what I need to say, where I need to go, who I need to move out of my life. A lot of mental health is about moving things out of your life. Some of it might be people. Some of it might, you know, you might need to quit that job that you keep going on and being harassed. You might need to leave that relationship, okay? Because it might be abusive. And it doesn't have to be a physical abuse. It could be mental and verbal. There's so many different kinds of abuse. You know, you might need to let go of those little enemies, those little critters, and I'm going to say that lodge between your ears, the thoughts, the little thoughts. It's the little thoughts. It's really the little things that you talk, you know, little things mount up to big things. It's that little pebble that you'll get caught up in. So stay focused on internal work. Stay focused on mastering who you are. And over every subcat, that's what it says. Man, know thyself. Man, know thyself. Woman, know thyself. Go within. Focus on your breath. Meditate and meditate. You can meditate on one word. You can meditate on your breath. You can meditate on music. You can meditate really to just about anything, but make it something positive. Make it something positive. We are responsible for participating in our restoration of Ma'at within ourselves first. So we are the shrine of Ma'at. And one of our purposes is to restore Ma'at. Restoring Ma'at. But it all begins and ends with you. You cannot be there for someone else. You're not there for yourself. All the family members that you want to fix, you want to get them well, you want to get them off drugs, you want to get them stop, help them stop drinking, you want them to leave that marriage that's been bringing them down for the last 25 years, but they don't want to let go of that house. They don't want to let go of that car. They don't want to let go of those things that keep them in a state of turmoil and disbalance or not in harmony. So it's so appropriate, the reading that you actually chose, because it lets you know that in order for you to see little things, you got to get still, because little things sometimes hide behind the big things. They say from a little acorn comes a mighty oak, an oak tree, huge, grand, but a little tiny acorn. Okay, and we are that little tiny acorn. We are that little seed, that spark of life that we must feed. We must feed, and the way we feed it is every day. We do it one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, sometimes it's 1 minute at a time. And when you realize it, you can't do it by yourself. That's another thing. Have you ever gone into a forest and there's only one tree? If you look below the ground in the forest, all of the branches, all of the roots are connecting. They're connecting. So we as the Shrine of Ma'at are, I want to say, a tree in the forest, and we are reaching out. And if you don't have I'm going to say a home family, a shrine, they say in church, if you don't have a home church, I'm going to say if you don't have a home shrine, okay, and you're here, you might want to join us, because we realize we cannot do this by ourselves. We're not supposed to do it by ourselves. We are a communal people. We come together, we pray together, we cry together, we laugh together, we travel together. We are there for each other, no matter what is going on. But it all starts with you. Again, I'm going to go back to the smallest unit is the single unit. And so as I look at my own life and I realize how grateful I am, how very grateful I am just to be on this path. I said, wow, it took me a minute. It took me a whole lot of minutes, but it's all good. It's all in divine order. It's everything that I have done in my life has brought me to this point in time. Nothing is by accident. Everything is in divine order. And even when it doesn't feel like it is. You're the one that's out of alignment. If you feel upset, anxious, out of sorts, get in alignment. Okay. Call your sister, your brother. Call one of the Winwet. Call one of the Sinettes. Call Anika Jabari. Call them up. They'll answer. Okay, don't call Jabari first, because Jabari. Two, no, but call somebody, because in all actuality, the way we move through and get through and grow is together. It is together. And it's a day at a time, sometimes, like I said, a minute at a time when you go down to it. But that's what life is. And life and nature really teaches us to be still. You watch, you look, watch and look. Birds don't worry where they're going to eat. They don't carry their knapsack on their back. They just fly around and they eat whatever Creator has provided for them. And so I am so very grateful to be here and to be able to express my gratitude and to share just a little bit of what I know has worked for me. I can only speak from my experience. I said, oh, I'm not a historian. I can't remember dates. I can remember names. I mix up everything, but that's okay. I know my aunt, and my aunt is the balance. It is the foundation. It is the principles of all things that existed even before the Creator. Everything is in my aunt. And so when I stay in that alignment, I am A-okay. No, I am nephritic. Michelle.
Oh,
So I am so thankful, to be here. Continue on your journey. Continue shining your light, being the light, knowing that we all have a light. We all have a light. And don't be upset because I'm shining mine, okay? Because you got yours. You better change your batteries. You better plug up, okay? Plug into the portal, right? Oh, no. And, you have to be light. Find laughter. Find some laughter in your life. I don't want to be a part of anything that I can't be happy, joyous, and free, where I can have fun. So even though, this is our shrine, our ascension, and it is definitely a sacred place, we know how to have fun. We know that that's a part of my art, being in harmony, having that peace, and having that joy. So I the divine in me salutes the divine in you. And I say, do I inter? Do I inter? Do I inter? And before I kind of sign off, I really want to acknowledge those are our shrine members, our two priests, Abu Vernon, Wazuri Vernon, who is under the weather and in his healing process, Abu Ka, who's also going through some little difficulty, Sinette Shaquana Morgan, who actually lost one of her family members, Sinette Shinka Olivia, who also lost her mom recently, Sinette Oye, one of another Initiate Shrine member. And if I didn't call your name, you're in the call. You're also, we want to send some healing myrrh. Here's some healing myrrh to you, to your family, to the situation. And remember that it's just temporary. Whatever it is you're going through, it's going to pass, but don't stay alone. Don't isolate. Let us know what you're going through so we can be there with you and support you in any way that we possibly can. And I really do want to send them some healing myrrh. If we can just get in the pose of adoration and send some healing myrrh to those people that I named and to anyone else who might need it. Take our breath in. Dwell inter, we give thanks to the divine, know that any and all things are already done. It's already done. Dwell.
Swallow about my hurt and about Wasseret. We so appreciate all that you brought today. Just so everyone knows, as they mentioned, you are not alone. And I see that there are members in the chat who mentioned that they've had some losses. Our prayers are out to you and your family, our Mer, our Seneb. We ask the divine forces to protect you and your family, to protect your friends, to bring you guidance and bring you all of the light that you need to bring Ra into your heart, into your heart, to help you cope and to deal with the loss. But one thing you need to realize is you only had a physical loss, but you have not completely lost that individual. I will just tell you from a personal standpoint, there was a point where I had a lot of death in my family back to back. I lost my mother. 2 years later, I lost my father. 2 years later after that, I lost my grandmother. I even lost my cat. I mean, it was just every 2 years I was having a loss. And, I was continuing with my life as that was happening. And people were wondering, well, how are you able to cope? And how are you able to move forward? At the same time, Jabari has lost his father. He's dealing with a sister and a brother and a cousin who have cancer all at the same time. And I tell people that you never really have a loss. That these people are always here with you, and as long as you continue to say their name, they continue to exist. Those who are dealing with illness, as long as you continue to send healing energy, they will continue to heal from within and from without. So I think it's really important for you to recognize that you are not losing your family. You're not losing your friends. They are always here with you. I speak to my mother regularly. She comes to me in my dreams. My father, my grandmother, they all come to me in my dreams, and we have very deep conversations. I know the day that she passed, that night I went to sleep. And I can't tell you that I can remember everything that was in the conversation, but in my dream, I remember asking her 4 questions, and she answered all those questions, and she clearly answered them to my satisfaction, because when I woke up that next morning, I was smiling. Most people wouldn't smile knowing they had just lost their mom the day before, but whatever she said to me in my dream was enough to bring peace to my ka, to bring peace to my soul, and to let me know that she was okay and that I was going to continue to be okay. And she'll continue to watch over me every day for the rest of my life until I'm able to join her again. So I think when we look at it from a Kemetic perspective, we realize that we really are all connected throughout this universe. We're always connected. The essence of our loved ones are always here within us. I even say things that I normally don't say because they're words and verbs that come from my family. I speak like my father sometimes. Terminology I would have never used before, but he's speaking through me. Words that my grandma would have used, my mother would have used. I'm starting to speak more like them. And it's like they're speaking through me as I continue to walk this earth. And I didn't notice it until Jabari mentioned it to me. He was like, that's not something you would normally say. Your mother used to say that. And that's because they want to remind me that they are always here with me. So I continue their legacy. So for those of you who are feeling sad, especially when we have less sunlight, it's starting to get colder, we're becoming hermits, we're spending more time indoors, we're worried about this world pandemic, spend more time inward talking to those people that are still with you in essence. Make sure you burn your incense, you sage your space, you do your spiritual baths, you do your altar work. I have an altar everywhere I am. There's an altar in my home, several of them. There's an altar at my place of work. Yes, my supervisor sees my altar and knows not to touch it and respects it when she comes into my space. So it is okay to have an altar. And an altar can be as simple as just having the pictures of your loved ones on the desk nearby and maybe having a little candle there, even if you can't burn it indoors. So having a little candle there, having some potpourri for scent. I have a singing bell there just to remind myself of the air and the wind and those elements that are important to us. I have a bowl of water that I replenish on my altar every day at my place of work. So these are things that you can do. These are things that you will manifest and manifest into your world to continue to live with and amongst those here and those in the ancestral realm. This is how you can cope and deal with the anxiety, the depression, the sadness. You have to bring your own light. You look to Ra to bring light to you within. You do take your walks. Don't use the winter that's coming up soon as an excuse not to go outdoors. Don't use the pandemic as an excuse. Keep your distance from those that you think may cause you any kind of discomfort. Walk in open spaces. Wear your mask if you need to in smaller spaces, but take a walk. If you have a backyard, if not, we have travel altars that Abut Waseret creates that you can take with you anywhere you go. So if you go to Central Park and you can create your little altar based on what she's created, you can do that. And you can carry it everywhere that you go. There are travel altar bags that you could take with you. So you could take your altar with you. So there are ways that you can continue the legacy of the loved ones that are no longer physically on this plane. Do your Hesi, chant. Use vibration to help move the stagnant energy in your body and circulate it throughout. These are the ways that you can make sure that you're always in tune with the universe. So I really do appreciate Abut Mahert, Abut Waseret, Abut Kasekamwi, and Sashat today for all that they have done. because these words are really important for those of you who might be feeling isolated. You know, we're not used to doing this digital world, but we have to learn how to live within it and to still continue not to just exist, but to thrive and to do all that we can to keep our connection, whether it's virtual or in-house. So at this point, I would like to turn it over to Kasekamwi, who is going to do our closing prayer, and then I will make a few announcements before we do let you go on with the rest of your day. Abu Kasekamwi Tahuti.
To such divine words of wisdom from our Wenwet and our chiefess, priestess, Hemet Neter and Tepi, Neferka, Nefer words. So again, yeah, let's encourage healing amongst our, those of us who are going through hardships. So one of the things I like to say from the Medu Neter, and these things are going on in our lives is Baipu Neter, Baipu He. Baipu Neter, Baipu He. So that which you feed shall live forever. And thy soul is eternal. That's what it means. Thy soul is eternal, and thou shalt live forever. So that being said, let me say our closing affirmations. Amasu and pa and tur sauk su emet ra in pa neter. Au tu au ma keti pa herura. Give thyself daily for the divine, the neter. Keep thyself for the neter, for the most divine. And do it tomorrow just as you did it today. Doa neter.
Twahu, 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 Abu Kasekamwi, and Twahu to all of our Wenwet for all of the work that they are doing and continue to do both up front and behind the scenes. What I also would like to remind everyone, we are doing our initiation. It will begin the end of February, beginning of March, and we're taking applications now. So for those of you who are interested in becoming members of the Shrine, please visit our website, which is www.shrineofma'at.org. Once we receive your applications, you will be contacted by one of our Wenwet members who will call you in for an interview and then discuss the details of potential initiation with our shrine. So please feel free to visit our website for more details about that. Also, for those of you who are interested in traveling with us, we mentioned we are going to Kemet, we are going to Ghana. We are not being stopped by Omicron, Delta, Alpha, any of those Greek alphabet letters that they've been throwing out there from COVID, because we are protecting ourselves. We are doing all that we need to do in divine order to make sure that we are safe and that we are healed as we travel. We did travel last year and came back safe and sound. We had 36 people with us last year. We're looking to double or triple that this year. So if you are interested in traveling with us, you can also get that information from www.shrineofma'at.org, or you can visit www.centerforma'at.com. That's where you can actually do the registration and payment if you're interested in traveling with us. That will be from August 1st to 10th in Kemet and August 10th to the 18th in Ghana. During those trips, we will take you to all the tombs, the temples. You'll get to see the Haramakets. You'll get to see the Merkuti. Once we arrive in Ghana, we'll actually show you our home and where the future home of the Shrine of Ma'at will be. So these are all opportunities that you'll be able to join with us if you're interested in traveling. So we hope that you will participate with us. So with that, again, Twa'u, divine force in us, grease the divine force in you. Go forth in peace. Shemametep. Oh, and Twa'u to all of those who made donations. We do appreciate you. And for those who continue to support the shrine, we'd like to say Twa'u to all of you. We appreciate all of what you've given and what you continue to give. Those who would like to continue to give, feel free to do so. Swa'u to Larry Jackson, to Rich Duggan, to Tracy Walker, to Demetra Bryant, to Philippe Filizari, all of you who have made donations, and all of you who continue to do so. We appreciate you. Swa'u, and go forth in peace.